If everybody can hear my voice, please clap your hands. That way I know I have your attention. And this is, I was told by Alderperson Coggs, this is just not a normal press conference. This is more celebratory. So let's clap our hands because for this glorious day we have outside. It's not raining. The sun is shining, and we know we are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and you know in a matter of probably 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be back to normal. It's cold weather. So, yes, it will. Don't even be surprised if tomorrow it rain or snow. It could happen at any time in Wisconsin. But family, it's a great day to be alive. How many of y'all know it's a great day to be alive? Clap your hands for me, please. My name is Kwabena Antone Nixon. I was asked by my good friend Alderwoman Coggs would I say a few words before we open up the Bronzeville week and the Bronzeville ceremony and celebration that's going to be going on in the community. I'm a poet, spoken word author, and an artist. I just like to say that it is a beautiful thing to be a part of history. Anybody understand that? Talk back to me if you understand what I'm saying. Before Lord willing, I will turn 45 in September. And why did I tell my age is because of this. This has been a great thing to be a part of history. I'm born and raised in Chicago, off the west side of Chicago. I always say there's a miracle that I got off the west side of Chicago. I don't know how I ended up in Milwaukee, and I'm a Bears fan, and this is Packer country, but it's another conversation. However, yeah, that's okay, good, thank you, you with me, all right. That's right, thank you. We'll talk later, all right, but it's great being a part of history. And Bronzeville is a part of our history. We need to restore a pride of who we are as a people. We need to bring black pride back to who we are. Most of our young people are acting out based on they don't know who they are. They don't know, they've never seen what we could be. In every city, from Chicago to New York to Philadelphia, there's a young man, there's an older man sitting on the stoop. If you walk past him and ask and talk to him, he will give you a glorious history. Just imagine, if you could, to hear the jazz music of the time during Bronzeville. See the exchange of money of the people in that neighborhood. See people sending other young people to college based on the economics and the pride and the social atmosphere in the areas what we call Bronzeville. Bronzeville is community. In the middle of community is what? The word unity. In the middle of unity is U-N-I-T-Y. Why? It's very necessary that we have a Bronzeville. Come out, you'll see and celebrate the art, the spoken word, the economics, everything you can possibly imagine. And I'm asking you, family in this room, take pride in going out and telling 50 people. Yes, I said 50 people. Why? Because of this. Ignorance in our community is very loud. When something goes wrong, they paste it all over Facebook. They tell people the worst of what we are. Well, this is a program and this is an opportunity to show people the best of what we are. Please go on your phone, your social media, all your networks. Make it not just Bronzeville Day, but make it Family and Community Day. There'll be artists there. There'll be spoken word people there. There'll be vendors. Make sure we have a safe week. But listen, last and most importantly, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said what I want to leave you with. He said, if everybody took their hand and put it in the air, can you do that for me? Everybody take their hand and put it in the air. Put it your hand by your shoulder, slide it down to your sleeve right here. And he says, the helping hand you're looking for is at the bottom of your sleeve. That's what we're going to do. Thank y'all very much.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Come on now, this is the kickoff to Bronzeville week. I know we got more energy than that. Let's try it again. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. I first want to thank you all for being here today. We know from last year, 2013, when we first came up with the concept and ideas, my office, along with Friends of Bronzeville, as using this Bronzeville Week as an opportunity to spotlight and highlight the great assets, amenities, and art and culture that already exists in the Bronzeville area, but that also what the potential for the growth in business and commerce and arts and culture is for this area. And how great and fun it was last year, so we decided to do it again. And you know, each year you do it, you want to get a little better. So today you'll hear from our great mayor, as well as several community partners who are helping with Bronzeville and artists who are helping with Bronzeville Week this week and about what it all really means for the community. But as each of you probably already know, in 2005, the city of Milwaukee designated this geographic area that we currently are in off of King Drive, the Bronzeville African American Arts and Cultural District. It is an homage to the Bronzeville of old. Prior to the highway coming through, there was an African American Arts Center, but also a Commerce Center right here in Bronzeville. So since 2005, the city has been committed to assisting with the recreation of that. And so Bronzeville Week is just one of the many things we will do, have done, and will continue to do to help to spotlight and grow the Bronzeville area. So coming up next, what we will have is the mayor, Tom Barrett, who will give you a couple of words about Bronzeville.
Well, thank you very much, Alderwoman. And I want to begin by giving you a few words about the Alderwoman, because this is happening because of leadership from Alderwoman Milele Cox. There is absolutely no question that what she did is she decided that she wanted to highlight the strengths of this neighborhood, in this community, and do so in a very, very positive way. And I am delighted that she has shown such strong leadership, not only on this issue, but many, many other issues. Because this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do throughout the city of Milwaukee is highlight the positives that we have. This year we have a new ally with Alderman Stamper, who is here as well, and we thank you for joining forces here. And I want to cut to the chase why I think this is so important. Last week I did a press conference with the police chief. And it was about some of the violence that's occurring several miles due west of here. And I talked about the good people who lived in that neighborhood, low-income people who lived in the neighborhood about 37th Street, just as there's some low-income people who live in this neighborhood. What we need to do throughout this city is have the good people, and when I say the good people, I'm talking about low-income people who live in this neighborhood, who are trying to raise their families, who have lived here for many, many years, who just like everybody else on this planet want to live in a safe, thriving neighborhood. We have to highlight them, and we have to give them positive things to do. And that's what's going on right now for the next week in Bronzeville. So I'm asking people throughout this neighborhood, throughout this city, throughout this region, throughout this state, to come to Bronzeville in the next week. Come even after Bronzeville week ends, but to come here and see what's going on here. And there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of economic development, there's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot of good nightlife, there's a lot of great art, great music, and this is what's going to allow this part of our city to grow even more dynamically. So the Alderwoman talked about its rich history and the fact that it was really the interstate system, the freeway, that so dramatically changed it. But we know that there was more than that. We know there's been a loss of jobs, in particular industrial factory jobs. All you have to do is go a little bit north and west of here to the 30th Street Industrial Corridor, where there were many, many jobs, and so many of those jobs are gone. But we are fighting back. That's how I describe Milwaukee right now. We are fighting back. And we're able to do it because we've got great fighters and great leaders like Alderwoman Cox. So thank you for being here today. Let's have a great week. You can see the list of things that are going on. All positive, all good, all creative, all Milwaukee. Thank you very much.
You know, I think I started this all wrong. I told Brother Quad that this was not a regular press conference, so I shouldn't be treating it like a regular press conference. It feels so odd speaking to family, because all of you are like family, especially for these Bronzeville projects. So what I think I want to do is ask everybody to come up. Everybody come up. Everybody come back here. So when we're looking at pictures and video, they can see the Bronzeville supporters and family and everybody back here. Because, yeah, just looking at us on the microphone, that's not very Bronzeville. One of the things mentioned by the mayor was the great artwork that surrounds us here. We chose today to come to the King Commons Gallery because it is one of those examples of the assets and jewels in the Bronzeville area that some people still don't know about. They do participate in gallery night. It's one of the most attended gallery nights in the city. And at this time, just wanted Mr. Welford Sanders from MLK EDC, who runs the King Commons Gallery and the whole King Commons projects, to come and say a few words as well.
Thank you. I want to first welcome everyone today, Mayor Barrett, Alderman Stamper, other city staff, the many Bronzeville partners that are here today. I almost welcomed the alderperson, forgot that she actually lives here, so good to see you here today. But it really is an honor and a privilege, and I was very pleased that the alderperson selected our facility to have this send-off to Bronzeville Week. As it has been mentioned, Bronzeville is important. It's important in regards to being able to promote our art, our culture, and it's also important to keep us focused on the redevelopment of Bronzeville and this neighborhood. And if nothing else happens as a result of the Bronzeville initiative, it's important. One of the important functions that I see is that it's about our legacy. It's about our history. It's going to be able to keep us reminded of the rich history of this city, of this neighborhood, and African American culture. I encourage you to come back to the Bronzeville and the King Drive area. We have a lot of interesting vendors in this neighborhood. In fact, there's going to be vendors that are going to be featured all week. And of course, you can start your return to or coming back to this neighborhood Saturday. There's a lot of great things planned. I participated last year, and I was really pleased at all the exciting things that happened, and all the exciting things that are just waiting for us that day when Bronzeville, the physical Bronzeville, becomes a reality. So thank you, and once again, let's really come out and enjoy Bronzeville Week, and bring some friends along also, and pass the word around. Thank you.
Another one of our great partners for Bronzeville Week, and one of the first major investors into the Bronzeville area, was the Milwaukee Urban League. So at this time, I'll bring up the president of the Milwaukee Urban League, Mr. Ralph Holman.
Thank you very much, Alderwoman Cox. To Mayor Barrett, Alderwoman Cox, Alderman Stamper, and to each of you, I'm delighted to be here today. But first, let me just say that the mayor and I started the morning out at State Fair Park. We were at the opening ceremony, and the mayor got the memo, but I didn't get the memo. The other thing is, let's give Alderwoman Cox another big round of applause for her leadership. You know, when you really want something done, you need a champion. You need a person to get behind it with all of their energy and all of their effort. And Alderwoman Cox is our champion. Another round of applause. You know, when we look at the history of Bronzeville, we see that it was a gathering place, the focal point of the African American community. It was bustling, vibrant with arts, culture, entertainment, and all types of very, very successful businesses. And we all know that strong businesses help to create wealth, jobs, home ownership, and neighborhood stability. Now, the Milwaukee Urban League is located at 435 West North Avenue in the heart of Bronzeville. And by working with Alderwoman Cox, the Department of City Development, and the Friends of Bronzeville, we want to be a part of the redevelopment, the very renaissance that's going to be taking place in Bronzeville. And we also want to encourage new businesses to locate in Bronzeville, and we want the existing businesses to grow and expand. In addition, we want to help provide businesses with the assistance and connect people to the resources that will help their businesses to be successful. Now, as an example, with the leadership of Alderwoman Cox, the Urban League will host a business resource seminar on Tuesday, August 5th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at our offices, again located at 435 West North Avenue. Now, this seminar, which will be conducted by the Department of City Development, will provide information to new businesses that want to locate in Bronzeville and existing businesses that want to expand. We want Bronzeville to once again be the place where the African American community lives, works, and does business with a sense of pride, dignity, and self-reliance. Thank you.
None of Bronzeville Week or a lot of the work we do outreach-wise for Bronzeville would be possible if it wasn't for a committed group of residents as well as stakeholders who help to make it possible. As this whole week's activities are being co-sponsored by the Friends of Bronzeville. At this time, I will bring forth Ms. LaShondra Vernon on behalf of Friends of Bronzeville.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is LaShondra Vernon, and I'm one of the founding members of the Friends of Bronzeville Committee. I'd love it if the ones behind me could wave their hands, because I'm representing more than just myself as a member of this group. A really important point about Friends of Bronzeville and about Bronzeville Week is it is a week to highlight something that should be going on in this community continuously. The history of Bronzeville is not only particular to Milwaukee. Other cities have districts identified as well. But historically here in Milwaukee, we had a thriving and bustling art community. Many of us are Milwaukee natives. I'm a third-generation Milwaukeean. My grandfather was a piano player in the Bronzeville district, played with many of our great jazz artists. Our family had boarding houses where African American artists could only stay at that time because the hotels wouldn't house them. And so the history of Bronzeville is a vital piece of why Friends of Bronzeville decided to establish. As we move forward, we focus on doing several things, making sure we're covering the arts and entertainment piece, but also the thriving economic piece that goes with this. As you can see on the week full of activities, it varies from doing things around improving your businesses. But when we look at Milwaukee, we're always ranked poorly in so many statistics, but in the arts, we're in the top 15 cities in the nation. And so it's now time for us to take advantage of that, to make sure that we put together good plans for our artists here in Milwaukee, to make sure that that's another opportunity for us to thrive in communities where we may have had problems with poverty. Another important feature of Bronzeville Week is the health activities. During the day, I am the director of the Milwaukee Life Course Collaborative at the United Way of Greater Milwaukee. And our focus is to improve the community conditions that lead to infant mortality, where we have a higher number of incidences for African American babies. And our great mayor serves as one of the co-chairs for that committee. But the important piece here is improving those community conditions includes access to good health care. And so our health care screenings that will be going on during this week, last year they helped some people get jobs. They needed to be screened to be able to have clear blood pressure issues out of the way for CDL licenses. There's so many things that we have to consider to create this thriving community. But health should be at the core of it, because with no health, there will be no wealth. And so I'm very proud to be a member of this committee, to work closely with the members of this committee to ensure that we help Milwaukee to thrive in the arts, because it is one of the things that we do well and have been doing well for a very long time. And the African American community has an opportunity to be able to be at the forefront of the arts in Milwaukee as performers, as arts professionals, and building their businesses around thriving arts. I look forward to this week and to connecting with all of you. The rest of the members of Friends of Bronzeville will be around as well to connect with you. And if you want to get engaged in this group, Friends of Bronzeville, we need you to join and to give your talents and treasures to make sure we increase the economic footprint of the arts in the Bronzeville district. Thank you.
This year we're doing something a little bit different. Because of the cancellation of African World Festival, which normally is the first weekend in August, we've decided to kick off our Bronzeville week during that same weekend, and to allow for that first Saturday to be what we are calling the Bronzeville Cultural and Arts Festival. So in hopes that the spirit of African World Festival and what we are so accustomed to seeing that first weekend in August, that a taste of that is still available for us this year. So on August 2nd, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on North Avenue between King Drive and 7th Street, we will have that Bronzeville Cultural and Arts Festival. This year, we've themed it Building a Brighter Future, because as we looked at the headlines for the last several months, of the death and devastation that we've seen, from our children being shot on playgrounds to being shot while they're sitting in vans waiting for their parents. We recognize, for as much as we love the arts and for as much as we want to build the economy, that safety of our children and our communities is paramount. We have been joined in sponsorship for the festival by several other groups who share that same concern. Heal the Hood is one of our sponsors, and there will be 3 stages at the festival, one of which will be a Heal the Hood stage, one of which will be a Friends of Bronzeville stage, and the core DJs who've taken on a mission of nonviolence and spreading that message. So we have a representative from core DJs who is a co-sponsor of the festival who wants to say a few words as well. Mr. Sherman?
How y'all doing, everybody? My name is Sherman Morton. I'm here today representing Core DJs Worldwide. Just to give a little brief information about who we are. The Core DJs Worldwide was founded 10 years ago by Tony Neal, who is a Milwaukee native. He lives in Miami now, but he loves the city. He always represents Milwaukee. And we are the largest DJ organization in the world in the past 10 years. And how we got involved with Alderman Cogs and Bronzeville is that we were in the process of planning what we called Freedom Weekend, a Stop the Violence weekend, where we're going to host a lot of different events for the 3 days, August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And then someone mentioned, said, you know, Alderwoman Cogs is also doing Bronzeville during that weekend. And so I connected with Alderwoman Cogs and said, listen, this is what we're planning on doing. Can we do something together? And she said, sure. So on Saturday, starting at 10:30 that morning, we as Core DJs are hosting a Stop the Violence March. We're going to start our march on 16th and North Avenue at 11 o'clock, and then we're going to march to actually where the Bronzeville Festival is being held, which is from 7th and North Avenue to King Drive in North Avenue. And so that's going to be 11 o'clock Saturday morning, which is the 2nd. And we're hosting actually a lot of weekend events. I won't really go much into that. We actually have a press conference tomorrow at City Hall to talk more about that. But on Saturday, Alderman Cogs allowed us to have a stage, a Core DJ stage, and throughout the day we're going to have R&B artists, gospel artists, both local and national. The word got out nationally about what we're trying to do here in Milwaukee with the Freedom Weekend and Stop the Violence movement, and we have artists flying in from all over the country at no charge to come in just to support what we're doing. We have members of Operation Push who are going to be coming up from Chicago to support the movement. We have members of the family of Emma Till who will also be coming down to support what we're doing here in Milwaukee. And so we want to thank Alderwoman Cogs for allowing us to take part in what she's doing with Bronzeville Week. And it's going to be a great day Saturday. So we start the march at 11 o'clock, and we're going to march to the actual festival site, and then we're going to have a big day on the 2nd with Alderman Cogs and Bronzeville and the Core DJs. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. The schedule of the events for the week is available at milwaukee.gov/Bronzeville. But we'll have everything from kicking it off with the festival on Saturday the 2nd to Bronzeville Empowerment on Sunday on August the 3rd. We're doing cleanups and beautification projects, and we'll meet at 12:30 on 4th and North Avenue. On Monday, August 4th, we'll have a discussion about Bronzeville, the past, the present, and the future from 5:30 to 7:30 at the BMO Harris Community Room at 2745 North MLK Drive, the lower level. On Tuesday, August 5th, we'll have the Bronzeville Business Resource Seminar at the Urban League from 9 a.m. to 12. And then we'll also have some guided trolley tours through Bronzeville. And I encourage people to come out, because even if you think you know Bronzeville, you'll get a different view of it. And those trolley rides are from 12 to 1. and from 5:30 to 6:30. And we meet at 642 West North Avenue. Health screenings will take place Tuesday through Friday for free from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Martin Luther King Heritage Clinic at 2555 North Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. On Wednesday, we will have a night in Bronzeville hosted by our own Kwabena Anton Nixon, where you get a taste of a variety of arts from spoken word to others. And that'll be at 2200 North MLK Drive. Again, we'll still have the health screenings going on as well. On Thursday, we're trying something a little bit different. We call it the Paint and Sip. And it'll be at the Best Friends Clubhouse from 6 to 9, where you'll be able to enjoy cocktails while being taught by an artist, and with a group of people who will all be painting similar artwork. And again, the health screenings will still be going on from 10 to 4. And on Friday, we have the Bronzeville Arts Ensemble, which is a group of some of Milwaukee's best theater performers who will be performing right here at the King Commons Gallery from beginning at 7 p.m. And again, health screenings will continue on Friday as well. And on Saturday, August 9th, we will have Bronzeville's inaugural Art Walk. There are several establishments between Garfield and North Avenue on King Drive that have opened their doors, from G's Clippers to a variety of the other spaces, to allow them to be used as gallery space. So our hope is that when you walk down this block, both inside and out, you will see some of Milwaukee's greatest artists and some of the greatest performers out there on the street. Hopefully the street will come alive. One of those artists, one of Milwaukee's own and one of our great young artists, is here today. None of the Bronzeville stuff would be possible if it wasn't for the great, rich history of arts that we have. So at this time, I will bring forth Mr. Chris McIntyre to speak to us.
Well, looking at history, often try to look at the future as well, because if we don't know where we've been, we will never know where we're going. So knowing the rich history of Bronzeville, I see that the future of art in Milwaukee is going to create the legacy. There's a quote that says, "You'd be better off friending an artist because we have power immortalizing people." So looking at that in a community aspect, you would definitely benefit from art, and Bronzeville has a rich history with that. Looking at all of the art mediums here, from filmmaking, screen printing, mixed media, painting, photography, theater, things like that, it has a huge power of creating not only legacy, but also striking culture. And that's one thing that Milwaukee needs, is a change of culture. And I believe that art is going to be a means of changing culture, as well as completely dominating in regards to segregation, changing that, because that is a huge problem here, as Mayor Barrett spoke on, also with violence. And I believe art is able to change that as well. So looking at all of the things and events within Bronzeville Week, we do have a lot of health and business related things, but the main anchor for it is art. So looking at that, I encourage you all to come from Saturday to Saturday to experience art and to just get a chance to fellowship with Milwaukee's own, homegrown. So thank you very much, and thank you, Alderwoman Jones.
And Chris, along with some other artists who are working on one of his projects, Broken Genius, will be performing Saturday on the Friends of Bronzeville stage at the Cultural and Arts Festival. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to all of the sponsors who none of this would have been possible without City of Milwaukee, the Bronzeville Arts Ensemble, Chris McIntyre, G's Clippers, Core DJs, NYPD Pizza, Penny Saver, Career Youth Development, Friends of Bronzeville, Garfield 502, Heal the Hood, Milwaukee Health Services, Milwaukee Urban League, Lena at PKSD Law Offices, and Snap2 Media. And with that, I just invite everybody out to have a great time August 2nd through the 9th at Bronzeville Week. Thank you.